Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, we are live from Toronto, Blackout 5. My name is Dirtbag Dan from the Dirtbag Dan Show.
My name is Chris Mitchell. I'm the editor-in-chief of BattleRap.com. We are in here, Toronto, Ontario, Blackout 5.
Crazy.
We're live.
This is so huge. The scale of it is beyond anything that I've ever been a part of. I know you've been to the Total Slaughter event and other events that are on the level.
Total Slaughter.
Tell me how this compares to those events, just in the magnitude of the venue
Sure.
and the audience, the line outside, all that shit.
Sure. So first of all, Abo, can you give us a quick 360 with the camera just of the venue? I don't know if that's going to work or not.
He's like, oh, goddamn. He's like, oh, you're asking me. He's like, already we're doing shit, Chris. So, yeah, this is a huge venue. Avocado moved that shit with his chin, by the way. It was all neck muscle, ladies and gentlemen.
So as you may be able to see, if we haven't disconnected a cable turning it around, is about, I'd say, 1,200 seats here. It's very much like a concert theater. It's not a nightclub.
Definitely.
It's got it's the kind of thing that you would come to as a 30-year-old rather than a 20-year-old.
It's interesting to me, the seating arrangement, how that's going to affect the battles, whether people are going to be sitting down while they're watching the battles, whether people are going to be standing up as they do traditionally. It's definitely more of a performance atmosphere than a party atmosphere or a show atmosphere like typical battle rap events tend to be.
Right, which hopefully will keep the chatter down, because that's been an issue.
Totally. I was thinking this is a benefit, because if with that theater mentality comes that we need to be quiet, we need to pay attention to the artist, and hopefully that transfers over.
Right. So comparing it to a few of the other events I've been to seated, actually the most recent seated event I've been to was in Toronto, Beast Mode Volume 34.
Okay.
Shout out Beast Mode. They had this, but on a much smaller scale, in a old kind of theater, like movie theater. And it probably had maybe 200 seats and was, sparse audience, but everybody was chilling, everybody was relaxed, everybody was comfortable. And it felt like maybe the audience was a little bit too far from the battlers. Didn't have that real pit, that schoolyard scrappiness that the pit format, or even that a packed stage format has.
Yeah.
But I was hella comfortable. I was sitting for most of the time, and people were, vaping and chilling and hanging out. So I'm hoping that translates a little bit on a larger scale here, that everybody can just kind of chill and really focus on these battles, because I don't think there's really a dip in quality of the bunch. Like, every battle is going to be fire.
It's crazy. The card is crazy as far as I've done myself the favor of not inquiring about who's battling.
Likewise.
Who.
I know maybe one or two.
Exactly. They've been blown for me in conversation on accident, because battle rappers don't know how to keep their fucking mouth shut.
I walked away like this for a few conversations at the press conference last night.
Because I generally want to be surprised, and I want to have more to talk about with you guys for these periods where you're back with us. And just that, but beyond that, usually you need those matchups in order to drive a card. But there's so many individual names on this card that people are excited about seeing, that just the interest is up in a way that I've never seen before.
The way I put it, it's the deck is so stacked that no matter how you shuffle it, you're going to get a good hand. Oh, metaphors.
The boy's good.
Bars.
That's some writer shit right there. Wow, I like it. I'm particularly looking forward to the matchups that have been announced. Shoddy Hora, Hitman Holla, and then also, of course, Pat Stay versus Rone for the title.
And for anyone who maybe is not following as carefully as we are, we got Shoddy and Hitman tonight, Pat and Sharon for the title match tomorrow night. And
so, look, big things happened last night at the press conference. And both of those matchups became that much more interesting, because Drake was at the press conference, which has a huge effect, I think, on the general interest of this battle as a whole. The hotel where we're staying at was fucking crazy, I guess. You couldn't get in the lobby just because they heard he was there.
Yeah.
And
so let me set that stage.
Yeah, you were there, so talk to me about this.
So I got there probably around 6:30 or 7, and there was already 50 people there. And the room, I've been to a few press conferences. Usually they're in clubs that they get rid of everything and put some chairs in.
Yeah.
And it's usually a pretty cool but low key atmosphere. And usually they're a bit again, scrappy. Like, you know, you've got the battlers asking silly questions.
Yeah,
you've got kind of like
me talking serious shit, like just trying to make a joke of the whole thing.
And it usually makes for very good TV.
Yes,
I think so. Yesterday's was very much like there were local media, there was hip hop media, there was battle rap media. You know, there were a lot of recognizable faces from the New York scene. They were there. Almost every battler was there. Every battler who was in Toronto was there. It was packed, and it was hosted by Bishop Brigante. Drake went up within the first few minutes and just kind of explained his organization and
his role in the whole situation.
And, if you haven't seen it already, BattleRap.com got the interview with Drake in organic. Rone did it for us. Shout out Rone. You can find that BattleRap. I'm going to be plugging BattleRap.com all night. You might as well just go there right now.
DirtbagDanShow.com, ladies and gentlemen. Especially if you want to get one of these fly DBD Dirtbag T-shirts, hit up the store. Yeah. Go ahead. Plug.
So the press conference was good. It kind of started. I think. Maybe Kid Twist was the first one up there, and he's very articulate and thoughtful, and talked about kind of what he'd been doing in the interim. It was good, and then T-Rex went up there and talked about how he has a lot to make up for after that Charlie Clips performance, and is definitely, I think, looking forward to getting his rep back up, because the memes, I've never seen a battler get that many memes.
And that's terrible, because then you cement yourself in internet history in the wrong way. Right. You definitely don't want to be that guy.
So, and the funny thing is that Rex had been like on such a rise before that with the Total Slaughter wins, and he was just looking good, and then that happened. So anyhow, he went up and was talking about that. You had who else? Dumbfounded went up and was very charismatic and showed why he's such a presence now outside of the battle rap scene as well as formerly inside. And
he explained to us why he's so cool, because we're both not Asian, so we don't know.
He was also.
I love you, Dumbfounded.
He was talking about comedy. It was actually a really good moment in the press conference. He was talking about kind of like, is there still a room for comedy in battling, and a lot of time like people say it's corny or whatever, like jokes are corny, and he was like, his plan is to roast people. He wants to roast people. He doesn't want to kill someone. He wants to roast them. And a guy asked a question like, "Oh, would you ever, battle China Mac, who is one of the other Asian MCs in the scene, and who is in the Big K versus Arsenal battle?" Did you see that? So he was there, and he's, I guess, been on Vlad and stuff lately. So the question was, would you ever battle China Mac? And Dumbfounded was like, because we're Asian? Like, that's the dumbest question, and kind of roasted the guy in the audience. He was like, let's get to the next one, and just, kind of went through, which was
he gets that shit a lot. And I mean,
of course.
Because it really boils down to the success of Dumbfounded versus Tantrum, which was really the first million-view YouTube era rap battle.
That launched Cry Time.
Yeah, it has more to do with him just being Asian and needing to battle every other person that's Asian. But like they know that Asian folks be on the internet heavy, and that's how you get them numbers.
Yeah.
Shouts out to my Pacific Islander people. The Filipinos are all
about.
They watching? Oh, if I'm on, they're watching.
Good.
Yeah. You know what I'm talking about. My flip-top familia.
Did you almost get stabbed out there or something?
No, I got threatened to get stabbed, but once I was out there, it was all love.
That's what it was.
They were definitely like the nicest and coolest people in the world. But like on the internet, I was like, can you translate this for me? And they was like, oh yeah, that guy says he's gonna fucking stab you, bro. I'm like, okay.
That's like, as journalists, there's kind of there's a rite of passage where you're not a seasoned journalist until someone's tried to sue you. But if you're a battle journalist, or I guess a battler, you're not a seasoned battler until someone's threatened to stab you. You
show up at these events. Like, first thing I seen 24/7 last night, and he was like, I heard you were talking shit. I'm like, yes, Cameron, I was talking shit. That's all I do. Right. I talk shit about all of you guys for 2 hours every week on the Dirtbag Dan Show.
Good.
But
I will be the voice of reason tonight.
So when we get to the meat and bones of the press conference, what I'm hearing while I'm on a plane is that because shouts to Wi-Fi on a plane, I'm hearing that Shoddy Hora and Hitman are getting into it.
Absolutely,
like fully getting into it.
They're only the two face-offs that night, and the the most electrifying one was Shoddy versus Hitman. The two of them went up, and it was kind of funny. Like we had a piece recently, a preview of the match, kind of saying like there's not much animosity between them.
Yeah.
They've probably like never met, from what I can tell. I can't think of a venue or an event that they've both been on the same card. But they got up there and just started like kind of trumpeting their own achievements and being like, you know, Shoddy's like, I'm a million view guy, and Hitman's, I got 1 million with this guy and 2.5 million with this guy and this and that, and Shoddy's like, I'm the best in the UK, and Hitman's like, I would go 2000 where you're from, and it was just like kind of trying to like one up each other, and all of a sudden they were like at the top of a mountain, like staring at each other, and Hitman is like got up out of his seat and, you know, didn't throw hands or whatever, but like they both got up and turned to each other and, you know, yelled, and the whole crowd whooping and going crazy.
Nice.
And,
so in the midst of it getting aggressive, it's my understanding that Arsenal is the one who's like, yo, well, fucking, what's up, Champagne Pappy? Throw some money on this fucking shit.
I think it started, if I'm not mistaken, I was kind of in the back getting photos at this point, so I only kind of caught half of it, but from what I could tell, it was either Arsenal or Poison Pen was up there kind of saying like, well, let's have a judge. You know, if you guys are both so confident, let's do a judge. And it was, the first plan was judge battle just by Drake for $10,000.
Yeah.
And then Drake's like, but I need another judge. And then everyone's kind of like, no, you're going to need 3 judges if you're going to do that. Yeah. And then it was kind of like, okay, we'll figure it out later. So, but from what I can tell, $10,000 on the line. Judge battle. I would suggest that we judge it.
What? Fuck you, Chris. Get out of here.
I would suggest that.
I hope you didn't sign me up for that shit. I didn't want to judge. Remember when I judged Pat in Daylight and I was all drunk and shit, and then everyone was like fucking upset at my opinion and shit because I thought the Daylight was doing something like with some actual merit,
right.
And everyone's like, you're just a fucking idiot. You want me to judge some shit for some money?
You're always going to piss somebody off.
So either Hitman or Shoddy's going to hate me for the rest of my forever.
Right.
Nah, I'm cool, Chris. You can have that shit. You and Drake can handle that, buddy.
Yeah. And the funny thing about the judge battles is, like, I think it left the scene for a few reasons. One is because a lot of the judges were drunk and high by the end of the night.
Yeah.
But I think also it was an issue with the YouTube videos that there's no way to say, I like the video but dislike the decision. So you have to, if you don't like the decision, you thumbs down it. And then...
And I've said this a million times, if we created some form, and as fans... Let me know if I'm wrong. Let me know if I'm right. And if you think I'm right, then hit up these leagues. Hit up King of the Dot. Hit up whatever other battle league that you fuck with and say, hey, develop a judging system on your website that allows...
On our website.
Everybody is...
Battlerap.com. Let's go.
You know what? It really... The reason it's ineffective is because people don't want to go to all these different individual websites and judge. They want to judge right there on the YouTube video.
I agree.
And they either judge with a thumbs up or thumbs down if they don't like the decision. And that's the wrong move because then you give great battles a thumbs down. But if there was some way that was outlined within the YouTube videos, like at the end of the video, it popped up and it said, hey, let us know who you think won this battle. And then you could actually create some kind of a win-loss, you know what I mean? Like, and all our records go back to 0, and then we go back in there and we find out, you know, according to the world, according to you guys.
But then it's also an issue of like who has the bigger fan base, or the fan base that's more easily mobilized. You know, so
ultimately, this is an art form. It's subjective. Some of you guys think Uno Lavos is amazing, and I'm just like, what? So there we go, right?
Yeah.
Right? Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So like in this world, like one man's fucking shit is another man's treasure.
All right,
and
we're off topic.
Again,
the press conference.
Judged battles. This is why. Hey, this is what we do. This is how we do it, Chris. I think it's amazing that Drake showed up to the press conference. Yeah. I think, Eminem didn't show up to Total Slaughter.
No, he was playing Wembley for 2 nights.
So, which is crazy.
Yeah.
And obviously not something, but I mean, the fact that Drake showed up to the press conference.
And it's the Grammys this weekend, too.
Not the battles, dude. He showed up to the press conference. Yeah. So he's definitely invested in this event. and he's a fan, and he's gonna be here. Yeah. That in a way brings this battle to a level that no other battle has really been.
Right. Yeah, he was front row for the whole press conference. He was asking questions. He was getting in the mix. People were kind of talking about him or talking to him. It was good. You had the Pat Stay versus Rone face-off as well. It was less heated. They were both a bit more strategic. I think Rone was playing more of the underdog role. He was saying that, Pat, what did he say? He's like, this is my biggest battle, but it's not Pat's biggest battle. So Pat has more to lose, and therefore Pat's becomes a bigger threat because of that. He doesn't want to lose to Rone. We'll talk about that one at length tomorrow.
You know what's funny is that going into this, I've made multiple predictions that Rone would win had this battle ever happened. And now I'm just not so sure. Huh. You know what I mean? Like, now that we're here, and it's not that I don't think that Rone can win. In fact, like that seems so like obvious to me that maybe I'm going to be proven fucking like horribly wrong. Well, it's just a great matchup. At the end of the day, they both bring very different kinds of styles to the table, but they're both showmen. They're both aggressive. They're both not known for taking opponents lightly or not performing. So I'm really imagining it's going to be battle of the night, maybe battle of the event for sure.
Right. Okay. We'll talk about that one at length because I got a lot to say about that. But I wanted to mention one final thing about the press conference. Rone, holy smokes, did he kill it?
The guy is fucking good, man. I tell you, like, okay, a lot of these battle rappers want my job, right? Rone is the only motherfucker that could do it. He is the only one that could come, like, Rone could have the Rone show, and you motherfuckers would watch it all the time. Like, dude is good. He comes on our podcast, and he'll just, like, take over, and I'll sit back and like, go ahead, fuck, Rone. Do your thing.
He's a star. I mean, you don't have to worry about him taking your job because he's going to be, like, doing something way better.
Oh, woo! Well, Chris.
1-0.
Thanks. For real, though, dude's great. He's such a good personality for that shit. He's so witty. And every time people present him with like every press conference, he's been the highlight, no matter what. Was he the highlight of last night?
Last night's absolutely. He was the highlight of the Flatline press conference. He was the highlight of the Blackout 4 press conference. That's 3 in a row. And I think he may have done other ones, but those are the 3 in recent memory that he's killed. He said he had a line. He was gonna go down a list of everyone on the card and have a line like killing them. And he's like, it's going to take too long, so I'll just do Bishop because Bishop's right here. And it was, what did he say? He's like, usually, it was like roasting stuff. He was like, usually Bishop ruins battles by being on the stage, but this weekend he has the chance to ruin them by being in them.
Yes!
And he's like, and everyone was kind of like, and then he was going at it with Zoe for a little bit. Zoe DeRoe. He just, like, everybody could have gotten some. He went in hard on Chilla Jones. Accused him of having the personality of a washing machine, I believe.
Wow.
And it went on at length. The press conference is very good TV. If you
if we ever get to that point, if we ever get to the point where we're doing full-blown battle rap roasts, then Rone is going to be a force to be reckoned with. He will be the shit. What was that dude's name? The guy who passed away that used to do the roast. You know what I'm talking about.
Where's our producer?
Avocado.
No.
Oh, man. Terrible. I'm going to think of it in a minute. And then I'm going to scream it out on the top of my lungs. But he's amazing at that whole... I tried to do a roast one time at an event for Lush, and it just turned into me making fun of Lush for like 20 minutes on stage. And I think he might have got his feelings hurt about it. It just didn't. It didn't. I had to apologize. I had to be like, sorry, dude. So
let's go to Twitter since we just mentioned it. We're by the way, we're on a 20-second delay. I think that's correct. 20-second delay, so we're not really in real time. Also, be careful because it means that we might we might announce something on Twitter when a battle happens, and then you'll be 20 seconds behind, and then you won't see it until 20 seconds later.
Okay, yeah, well that's fine. Nothing. There ain't no spoilers you could really rock in 20 seconds. So
yeah, you can be like, oh, it's this guy versus this guy. That's a pretty big spoiler.
Yeah, okay. We'll be careful about that. When it comes to the battle announcements, we'll make sure that You know, we fucking do 1,000, do 1,000.
Greg Giraldo.
Greg fucking Giraldo, you bitch. I knew it was fucking.
I am HBY. Shout out you. Thank you very much.
Thank you, man. And you read my mind, too. Yeah. You fabulous bastard. Because I could have said Jeffrey Ross because he's an amazing roaster, but I wasn't thinking about Jeffrey Ross. I was thinking about Greg Giraldo.
Yeah. Woo. Getting some good feedback.
Okay.
Apparently I killed you on the Rone joke.
What do you mean? Oh, yeah. Okay. Yeah. Sweet.
That's what we look like.
Oh, man.
That's dope.
So I'm the handsome one, and you're the one that's next to me. I like
it. All right,
Look,
1-1.
Notice
1-1.
I trimmed up. I'm trying to be professional. Yeah. I'm still not going to be impartial. He's impartial. I'm partial. I'm super partial.
So I lost the beard poll. They did a poll last time we did this at Battle of the Bay 7 a few weeks ago.
Who wins a beard poll against me besides Henry Bowers?
Right.
And his beard is like a fucking, it's got dreadlocks in it. It's like dog ears.
He is a beard poll.
Yeah. Go, Chris is on. Get out of here. Get on stage.
Let's go.
Go on stage. Get in a battle already.
I want to say
bastard.
I have actually taken steps to improve my beard since the last time we spoke. It's grown longer.
Yeah, it is. It's bigger than mine right now.
There's that. I went to a new bar.
Pause. East Coast. Pause. They're all someone's spinning around. They're pause.
Man, I bought beard balm. You ever use that shit?
No.
Man, my beard smells like a beautiful garden right now. And I got a comb, which I'll use between battles.
Okay, so ladies and gentlemen, we have the doors have opened, and we've let people into the venue here at the Queen Elizabeth Theater. Definitely the most grand venue I've ever seen a battle take place in. Oh. Can I talk about the Battle of the Bay 7?
Yeah.
Yes, that's okay. Okay, hey, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to take a minute to rearrange our situation while you guys admire the fact that a bunch of people are walking into the building, including some asshole with an orange suit for some reason. Point at the asshole with the orange suit while we get ready.